This is where investigators have been all day long, and Rexburg police did confirm they're serving that search warrant in relation to the JJ and Tylee case.
Investigators have recovered what's believed to be human remains. Shortly after the remains were discovered, Chad Daybell was taken into custody.
Lori and Chad Daybell were indicted on 2 counts of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and grand theft by deception for the deaths of Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. Lori and Chad Daybell were also indicted on the charge of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder in the death of Tammy Daybell.
We have some breaking news to share, folks, in the Doomsday Couple case in Idaho. The trial for Lori and Chad Daybell has been rescheduled to April 3rd, 2023. Defendant Chad back in court. Earlier this morning, he had a pretrial hearing on his case, and they're joined, remember, they're going to trial together, joined in holy matrimony, I guess, as well. Chad and his wife are both facing first-degree charges for the deaths of Lori's kids, JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan. And they're also facing murder charges for the death of Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell. Now, today's hearing covered a handful of different motions, including some issues that dealt with scheduling, a motion for a bill of particulars, a motion to prevent death qualifications of the jury, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on and on. But at the end of all of this, ahead of trial, you know, we're looking at how will this case play out when April 3rd rolls around. I mean, how are these two going to defend themselves in a court of law? How's the state going to prove its case against them? What might we see happen when this one finally goes? We think it's going to go in April, but we shall see. Let me bring in my guest. She is an attorney and also a judge, Kimberly Bando, in the studio with me. Let's talk about the defense. We talked a lot about the prosecution's evidence. We know what they've got. What we don't know is how we might see it defended. What do you think would be the best option for the Doomsday Couple as they go to trial?
To be what we call one band, one sound, that they work together effectively and blame the boogeyman, whoever that boogeyman they collectively decide is the person responsible.
Oh, and I like that expression, one band, one sound, and I think I've got a boogeyman in mind that they might be blaming. Old Uncle Alex Cox. He's deceased, as we know, folks. This is Lori's brother, uncle to those children. And we know he's named in the charging documents. He's accused of really sinister conduct. I put together a piece on him and his life, kind of an interesting guy with a little bit of a questionable past. Let's take a look at Alex Cox's life together now. He's Lori Vallow Daybell's older brother and the admitted killer of her fourth husband.
What's the emergency there? I got in a fight with my brother-in-law and I shot him in self-defense.
Alex Cox is calm and collected, reporting shooting Charles Vallow on July 12th, 2019.
Okay, and are you wanting to start CPR?
No, I don't know how to do that.
I can walk you through it.
He's showing no emotion about what just happened in his sister's house in Chandler, Arizona.
How long ago did this occur? Did it just happen?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes before I called.
Okay.
Minutes later, police arrive, and he nonchalantly and briefly tells the officer what happened.
I just went back to the living room. I'm like, what is your problem?
With the gun again?
Yes. And I said, I want you to put that bat down. And he wouldn't do it. And he's like, and he came at me with the bat again after he'd already hit me in the head. So I shot him to stop him.
Okay, and then what happened?
Charles Vallow's killing is currently under investigation. It's also not the first violent confrontation Cox had with one of Lori's husbands. He reportedly served 90 days in jail for felonious assault on Joseph Ryan, Lori's third husband and Tylee's father. This video, posted in 2010 on what appears to be Cox's YouTube channel, shows him doing stand-up and joking about the 2007 assault.
I was fortunate enough to do a little jail time last year. I'll confess to you guys. You ever had something that you knew was the right thing to do, but it turns out that later on it was a felony? This is a true story. I thought that my ex-brother-in-law was a pedophile, so I took a stun gun and I discharged it right in his and I did. And in Texas, that's a felony. I'm thinking, you know, maybe I'll get a handshake or a parade or something. I got probation.
also did voice impressions. In this stand-up routine, posted in 2009 on the YouTube channel Phoenix Roll Call, Cox does a bit about working as a telemarketer for MCI and pretending to be other people.
Sometimes I call the people with Hannibal Lecter. Quid pro quo, Stephanie. I sell you things, you buy things. Do tell me about your long-distance calling plan.
Back to the serious family incidents in question. In October of 2019, Brandon Boudreaux, who was married to Alex and Lori's niece, Melanie Pulowski, reported that he narrowly escaped death after someone shot at him.
911, where's your emergency?
Someone just shot my window.
Okay, someone shot at your vehicle?
Yeah, and it hit my window. It shattered my driver's side window.
Boudreaux suspects Cox was behind the attempt on his life.
Just makes you sad. You know, like a lot of people you care about aren't here anymore because of these ideas.
On December 12th, 2019, Alex Cox died unexpectedly.
911, where's your emergency?
I have a older male here named Alex. He just passed out here on my bathroom.
He is breathing?
Yes.
The 51-year-old found unresponsive by a family friend.
Is he on his back or on his stomach? Where is he at?
He's on his side.
Okay. Can you lay him flat on his back on the ground?
I'll try. It's just there's feces on the ground.
Okay. I know that's gross, but if we can just go ahead and get him flat on his back, I want to make sure he's breathing.
Alex.
Later pronounced dead at the hospital. The medical examiner determining he died of natural causes, blood clots in his lungs. Now, Alex Cox's name keeps resurfacing in the investigations into the disappearance and deaths of his niece and nephew, Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow.
The amended criminal complaint was filed on June 30th, 2020. It is case number CR 2220-838.
The children's uncle, Alex, is an accused co-conspirator with Lori and her fifth husband, Chad Daybell.
It alleges that the following: the defendants, Chad Guy Daybell, Lori Vallow, and or another person or persons on or between the 22nd day of September 2019 and the 9th day of June 2020 in the county of Fremont, state of Idaho, and elsewhere, did willfully and knowingly combine, conspire, confederate, and agree to commit destruction, alteration, or concealment of evidence in a felony proceeding.
That evidence being the dead bodies of Tylee and JJ. 7-year-old JJ was found wrapped in plastic and bound with duct tape. 16-year-old Tylee was dismembered, charred, and buried in Daybell's pet cemetery. Cox isn't able to face prosecution or give investigators any answers. But the digital footprint detectives say he left behind with his cell phone pinging from Chad Daybell's property on September 9th and 23rd in the locations where the kids were found is sure to be critical evidence for prosecutors in seeking justice for his niece and nephew.
Okay, let me bring back in my guest, attorney and judge Kimberly Bando. You were saying before they need to be one band, one sound when they go to trial in April and point the finger at a boogeyman. Did you see a boogeyman with Alex Cox?
Yes, he's that. And I forgot before that he had been charged and killed someone. So that wouldn't be a far leap. It's not like he's some priest and you're blaming him. So, you know.
Yeah, he's certainly far cry from a priest. That's for sure. Yeah, you know, and these altercations, you know, the irony here is, so with Charles Vallow, you know, he killed Charles Vallow, JJ's adoptive father. We know he assaulted Joseph Ryan, Tylee Ryan's father. You know, a little bit of a, you know, these were the parents to those two children that wound up dead. Oh, so sad. Have to leave it there for now. But again, we're following this one closely. April 3rd is going to be the date for trial. Judge Kimberly Bando, so glad to have you on the program today. Thank you kindly for all of that analysis. We'll look forward to seeing you back here on Court TV Live very soon.